Hi guys. It's not easy to believe, but this peony root is worth a whopping $800. And I'm going to show you in this video how I dug it and how to divide it. So, let's go. this peony is worth around $800. So I brought this root with me indoors because it's better lighting here, and it's important to see exactly what you're doing when you're dividing a peony root. And since this is such an expensive variety as well, I want to make sure to not make any mistakes. And the variety name of this one is Maria Fairfax. It's a quite new and rare variety, and that's why it's so expensive. To my help, I have clippers, and I'm cutting these stems down because it's so much easier to handle. Before planting it, I'm usually removing everything, but as of now I think it's good to be able to handle it in this way. And I also have 2 knives. A root like this can be really hard, so I have a small knife and a big knife, and also I can cut it with a secateur if I need. So I start with just turning this around to look what it looks like and if something seems to be loose. The most important when you divide a root like this is to have enough buds and enough root for the buds. And usually when you buy a peony root, it's 3 to 5 eyes. An eye is a bud, so you need 3 to 5 buds, basically, and enough root. So I'm looking here and I can see right away that it seems to be one part that is loose, at least. So I think this might be quite easy to start with. So let's see. So when I'm moving this clump, I can see right away that this one seems quite loose. So it might not be attached to the rest, actually. So then I need to be very careful so I don't break anything. And I'm just going to start pulling very carefully to see if it's coming off. I can see here that this part is it looks bad, so this one I can cut off. So to make things easier, I will start by cutting this one, and then I can see more carefully what I have. So this one seems loose enough, but I'm not sure it's totally loose. Maybe I have to... Sometimes it's not as easy as it seems, but the problem now is that I don't want to make a too quick decision, because if I cut this off, I get some roots with it, but I might hurt this little bud here on the other side. And if possible, I want to keep all the buds. So here, this one looks quite bad as well, so I will cut this one off also, as you can see here. Just snip it off. I think I will just keep on pulling this, and probably I need to put the knife somewhere because it's partly attached, I think, to something here. Let's see. I'll take the small knife to get inside this root. Where is it? Maybe it's not attached. Maybe it just looks like that. Okay. So I think I will try to cut this somehow. I don't know where it's connected, but somewhere in the back. It might be this big one. I might just try to pull it. Maybe if I pull it gently. No. And be very careful with the knife as well. It's so easy to just put your finger in the way and then things can happen. So I managed to get one part loose, and it's not very beautiful, but it has 2 big buds and 2 small ones. And well, it's not great, but it's not the worst. So I'll keep this one. And I'll remove some of the dirt here as well. So now I'm going to detach. Let me see. This one, and it's connected to this as well, but it's quite loose, and I would like to, if I get a big piece of root, I could divide it to have this separate to this one, but it might be difficult. I don't really know how to do that, but I'll figure something out. Let me see if it's something else to start with. No, I think that's the one I have to start with. So I'll put the knife in between here, because hopefully, if I'm lucky, I will get this root together with these ones and these buds. I'm not sure if I will manage to do that, but I'll give it a try. Otherwise, oh well, otherwise I'll have to figure something out later. So sometimes you just have to give it a shot, and sometimes it's successful, sometimes it fails. So now somehow I have lots of roots here, and I don't want to take too much because it might be possible to save the bud on the back side as well. So I think I'll try to disconnect this one. Oops, this one. So you can see here that it's loose here. I just have to try to disconnect it. Oh, hello little spider. I got a garden friend with me. And somehow I think this might be almost loose. Let's see. Yeah. So now I have another piece here, and you can see it. And as you can see, I can easily cut this one in the middle here and keep these buds with the roots here. It's maybe a little bit too few roots for all those buds, but I could cut some of the buds off maybe and keep these buds together with these roots. And these ones are a little bit loose. It doesn't look great, but I think actually it will, if I'm careful, I think it will survive like this. So I'll take the chance and I will divide this like this. So now I have 2 and 3. So now it's this big piece left, and underneath here you can see a bud, and this one seems to be very loose, as you can see. So I will just cut this one off. And make sure to keep the bud on the right side. So here I have a huge root and only one eye. It will survive, but I will have to cut some of the roots off to make it more balanced. So if it's many buds, it should be a big root, and if it's just one bud, you need to have a smaller root for it to not be stressed in any way. And now I have this part, and I'm not so sure what to do with it. But if I'm lucky, I can make this into more than one as well. Or maybe I'll break all of it. I will take the chance. These one-eye roots are not, it's not a great division, and I would never buy a division like that, but I might just take this off because it looks so loose, and I can plant it for myself, and hopefully in a few years I have a great plant from it. So you can see it's loose. It's only one bud with a big root. So now I have this piece, and well, probably it's a bad idea to divide this because I might just break it. But I really want to get 2 pieces of this. So let me see how I could do this. I think this one could probably be divided with a cut here. And then I'll keep these 4 buds together with 1 or 2 roots here, and maybe I get this one as well. So let's try this. Some pieces are loose here, I'll just remove them. I'm sorry for my fridge talking. Oh no, it's quiet again, good. So I'll put the knife, or maybe I'll take this one and just try to cut off this. It seems maybe not dead, but it's not a beautiful part here. So I'll try to remove that, and then I can see a little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to try to put the knife through here without breaking any buds. Let me see. Okay, I think I managed actually. Look. And this last piece I'll just keep like this, I think. Okay, so now I'm just going to try to remove some of the dirt from this one. So all the divisions are made, and now I'm going to clean these up and make them a little bit nicer. So I cut off the small roots, just like this, and then I'm going to make these a little bit shorter, like that. And if it's any damaged part, you can just cut that off. And also these old stems you don't want, but be careful so you don't break the buds. Let me see. And also these parts where I divided it, they should be really neat and clean, so I will cut them off so they're as smooth as possible and nice, so they don't get any rot or anything like that. And all these divisions will have to dry now for a few days. So I will put them in a bag with peat moss that is a little bit moist, but definitely not wet. And then they will keep well, but all these cuts will dry. And it's important just so they don't start rotting when you plant them. So this one is nice. I'll take the next one. This one has just one bud, so I will make it smaller. Let me see. Maybe I'll do like that. Maybe I'll make it even smaller. Like this, I think is okay. This piece has, what I can see, only one eye, but it might be something hidden as well. Sometimes you can't see them that well. So I will cut off a lot, but not too much. And some of these parts look quite damaged and old, so I will cut them off as much as I need. Let me see. And it looks unhealthy here. It has a hole and it's black inside, so I will keep on cutting until it looks good again. And it still looks unhealthy, so I'll keep cutting. Now it looks good. So perfect, and I remove these small ones as well. So I think it's still way too much roots, because I mean, even if it might be one more bud that I can't see, it's going to be so small and it's too much root matter for just one or two buds. So I will cut this big chunk off like that, and maybe this one as well. It didn't look so good. Oops. And here, this one doesn't look good either. So I'll remove that one and this one. And if you see here, it's quite a big hole, and it's a hole here as well. So I think I'll keep cutting, and hopefully it's going to look nice inside. No, look at this. So, well, the bud is here, so I can just keep on cutting this piece off, I think. Yeah, now it looks much better. So I'll keep it like this. It might be a little bit too much root actually, but I don't know. I take it like this. And the third one, it's lots of buds, almost too many buds, and not so many roots. These small ones go. Just to make it neat. Yeah, so like this. And I think it's a little bit too few roots, but I don't want to cut off any buds. I'll just keep them like this, but I might pinch off the flower buds next summer. If it comes any flower buds, I will just pinch them off, because the roots is so small, so I don't think it has enough energy really for any flowers. And this one, let's see, it has five or six buds, four small ones and two big ones. So I don't think I need to keep that many roots. Let me see. And this one, I don't know if I can get some dirt inside of this. It has a hole in the middle, and I don't know if I want to cut all of it off or what to do with it, but I can maybe open this one up a little bit more so it can drain better. And I think when you plant a root like this, it's important to plant it. Oh well, you could plant it like this, actually. Then it won't keep the water, and the buds are facing upwards, so that's okay, I think. If you have it like this, it's almost like a bowl, and the water will store here and the root might rot. And then we have this little fella. These small roots will have to go. Some soils has problems with nematodes, and I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard that they usually cling on to the fine roots, so that's why I take them off. And as soon as it's planted, it's going to make new fine roots, so it's not a problem. This one has 2 big buds here, and then 1, 2, 3 small ones. Okay, so I don't know, it looks a little bit silly, I think, this one. Well, this will have to look like this. And then it's the big chunk here. Last but not least. Let us see. And any damaged parts I cut off, just to not allow any bacteria to come into this. And those small cuts dry up fast, and look, this doesn't look very good, so I cut this off. And those cuts, they dry fast, and then you can just plant them in a few days. Like this. And here as well, it's quite damaged. So I'll cut this one like this. I think it's okay like that. I'll just try to make this a little bit better. And I'm going to try to not cut my hand. So okay. So that's it, I think. Now it looks neat enough. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that are quite nice, and then these 2 with just 1 bud. So yeah, it's not so bad. 7 divisions from this root. And I think these small ones will definitely in 3 years or so will be really nice plants. So I don't worry about them at all. So if I plant these ones, I will have around $5,600 worth of peony roots in 3 years or something like that. So that's quite nice. What would you do with this little gold mine? Would you sell them or plant them in your garden? Please comment here below. And if you don't subscribe to my channel, please do, and hit the little bell and choose to get all notifications. Bye!